You will become a natural in speaking English only when English becomes a habit. And today we're going to master that. I have 5 amazing ideas, and the fifth one is actually the best one, but fifth one is dependent on the first 4. So you have to watch the entire thing and then make sure that you stick to it at least for 3 months, at least, and you see a difference. Okay, the focus of this video is to entirely manifest an environment of spoken English, and then you go into it deep and you make sure that nothing stops you from actually becoming fluent in English. Okay, I'm going to start with the first one on the list, and by the time I get to the 5th point, I'm telling you, you will realize that whatever I said in the video is an absolute truth. I assure you it's going to work for you. Let's start with point number 1. Daily reading, listening, watching. Our mind is finite, right? And we have to be careful as to what we are filling into our minds. So we have to expose ourselves to more English. We are trying to work on a subconscious level. Okay, instead of consciously choosing to do something, what we're trying to do is we are working on a subconscious mind, and we are telling our minds that English is easy. You have it everywhere around you. People are speaking, people know it. I can speak. I have some basic vocabulary and grammar rules that are ready in my head. And now all I need to do is that I need to just practice, practice, and practice. Read, listen, watch at least 1 bit. What is 1 bit? 1 bit is one small unit of whatever you're doing. You're reading 1 page of a book. You're watching 1 episode of a show. You're listening 1 episode of a podcast. So just little bit, 1 bit, whatever minimum you can do. Second, very simple habit that you can build to resolve this problem and to get super fluent in English. Daily writing. Simple habit. Why am I focusing on writing is because when you write daily, what you're actually doing is you're converting your thoughts into words, right? You're actually going through that phase of thinking something and then putting it into words, penning it down, right? So this process of thoughts converting into words is what you actually do when you speak. This is what I'm doing right now while I'm talking to you on the camera. What I'm doing is I'm thinking of something and then I'm phrasing it into my words. And every single time I try and say the same thing, different words are gonna come out. So that's how it is. Your mind, you yourself cannot duplicate yourself. So once you say something in a few words, when somebody asks you to repeat yourself, you're not going to use the exact same words, and it's going to be a different set of words that are going to flow from your mouth. So you get the idea, right? By writing every day, what you're doing is you are training your mind into converting your thoughts into words. And anyway, there is a big gap between creation and consumption. When you are listening to a podcast, to some audio story in English, somebody else has done the work, you're just consuming it. And by creating, I mean either you're speaking, because while speaking, you're creating something. I'm creating a video for you right now, right? Apart from that, when you're writing, that is also when you're creating, and that also requires a lot of effort. Consumption is a lot more, creation is way less. Now we're trying to balance these two, okay? We are going to put in more and more and more into creation, bring it up. And then since we have finite time and finite effort can go into learning things, it's okay if we compromise a little on consumption and we try and balance these two things out. You get the idea? So you have to match your creation with consumption. How you can write is either you can use Google Docs, because Google Docs are amazing. I use them all the time. Every single thing that I do, I'm creating a course, I'm creating a video, I'm creating Instagram reel, whatever I'm doing, I'm always using Google Docs. It corrects my grammar, it corrects my English, it corrects my spellings. Yes, it does correct you on grammar also, not just your spellings. That's the best part. So if you're making a mistake somewhere with some small error, you can't possibly know everything about a language, right? So if you make an error, be it vocabulary, be it it also gives you suggestions, sometimes to replace your words. So these are some very cool features that you can use on Google Docs, and it's absolutely free. Why not use it? So Google Docs, then you've got Chat GPT. These days it's nothing short of magic, right? Just write something, copy it, paste it on Chat GPT, and ask it to correct your errors. Okay. Hi Chat GPT, could you please identify the errors in my content? And it's gonna tell you that these are the errors, correct these. So it's that simple. Okay. Now let me get to the part where I tell you the actionable. Actionable is very simple. You have to write 100 words every day. Now you may feel 100, oh my god, that's too big. No, it's not a big goal. It's a very, very small goal. If you actually sit down and write 4 or 5 sentences, you will see that you're almost approaching 100 words. 100 words is very, very, very small target. Trust me on that. Okay. And anyway, when you once sit down to write and you've started already writing a few words, it flows automatically. Initially, it might, first 1 or 2 sentences might take you some time, but rest of it just flows. It is automatic. Try and do it today and you will realize I'm telling you the truth. Before we move ahead, I want to tell you about EnglishYaari. EnglishYaari is an amazing, affordable platform that is developed specially for people like you who want to take one-on-one spoken English classes from expert tutors. If you want to improve your English and you want to do well in your office, your presentations, meetings, life in general, college, school, wherever you are placed right now, if you want to do well in those domains, in that department, I highly recommend you take professional help and see the difference for yourself. Because when we go one extra mile and we push ourselves out of our comfort zones and we actually take the help of somebody who understands our struggles, it just gets very easier, because then you're not alone on that journey. Somebody is there watching over you. Whether you are an absolute beginner or an intermediate level, your tutor is going to take care of that. Okay, they're going to teach you according to your current level of English and as per your learning goals. So you just have to be transparent with them and rest is going to be easy. With EnglishYaari, you can improve your spoken English in live sessions with experts and friendly tutors at any time of your choice. Do check out EnglishYaari and book your trial class today using the link I've left in the description box of the video and in the comment section. Now, coming back to what we were talking about. Now let's get to the part which is about the ingredients of English. I'm talking about vocabulary, phrasal verbs, phrases, idioms. I'm talking about these 4 with you, okay? Just pick one and learn something in that domain that day. So just pick any one category. Vocabulary could be like learn 3 new words today, tomorrow, whenever you pick vocabulary as the domain for you for that day, okay? So any one of these and keep shuffling between these in the days to follow. What will happen is that once you start doing this, what you'll realize is that the new words that you're learning, the new phrasal verbs, idioms, phrases, stuff around English that you're learning, these words are gonna come back to you in some shape, in probably some TV show that you might be watching in future, or some book that you're reading, some newspaper, magazine, anywhere, some article, some podcast, and they're gonna come back in a context. There'll be a context to the subject. And then that will ensure reinforcement of the idea. What you had learned is getting reinforced. It's getting imprinted again on your brain. And now this time it's gonna stay with you for much, much, much longer. So it's gonna stay there as part of your permanent memory. The actionable is very simple. The topic of this video is simple habits, right? So actionable is also simple. All you have to do is just do one word minimum. I'm talking about the minimum, okay? Just one for the day and you're done. Because you have to do five simple habits and you have to do all of these 5 every day. So of course it has to be relaxed, because if you put in a lot of effort into it, you make it a big problem for yourself, you'll not be able to carry on with it. So we have to keep them simple, but at the same time make sure that we're doing all these 5 every day. Now let's get to point number 4, which is daily speaking. See, speaking is creation and is the most important activity if you're trying to learn to speak in English. Okay, now the actionable is simple. You have to speak for at least 10 minutes every day. and you have to keep doing this for the months to follow. Okay, 10 minutes is minimum. You can of course stretch it to whatever limit you wanted to, but minimum is 10 minutes. 10 minutes is, it's gonna make sure that you're learning. So 10 minutes are fair enough. Okay, now one thing you've got to remember is there's something that all of us do wrong. We go wrong at this place, which is that we do not speak English unless there is an absolute dire emergency or requirement. Only if it is absolutely necessary, we will speak in English. Otherwise, we just avoid it. Just take the example of soldiers. Soldiers don't only go out and fight on the day of war. They practice, they train even on the non-war days, right? So you don't have to just, you're not only preparing yourself for that one presentation that will happen in 2027. No, we are preparing ourselves to be better communicators, to be more confident, and we need ourselves every day. It's not that for one presentation or one interview or one meeting. We are doing one marriage proposal. We are doing this for our betterment, our better personalities, our more confident selves. Okay, because of which everyday practice is important. Now let's come to the last part of the video, the most important habit that I told you about in the beginning of the video, which is the meta habit. What is meta habit? Meta habit is habit of habits. Okay, now what do I mean by this? Explain a little more. We cannot understand anything. I get it. Listen, I'm telling you. All of this goes in vain if we don't track what we are doing. How do we do that? There are many applications available on the internet. Habitbull is one such application that we've used for over 2 years. It's brilliant. It's very simple. Just mention what habit you want to create and press the button. And then every single day you have to just press a button and it's going to make a chain, nice chain like this of number of days that you've been doing it consistently. And once you see that chain coming up after 4 or 5 days, you don't want that one red dot in the greens, right? So you want to do it no matter how. I have done it so many times, I can't tell you. I have made my entire YouTube channel using these techniques. It's so simple. It's all about controlling and taming your mind, because none of us are blessed with very, very controlled and amazing minds. All of us struggle somewhere on subconscious levels. So yes, these things help you. So meta habit of tracking habits. All these 4, now this is your actionable, okay? All these 4 habits that we talked about previously in the video, all these 4 are going to be mentioned on your tracking app. And this is your exercise number 5, your simple habit number 5, which is of tracking your other 4 habits. Okay, I hope we are excited for this. See, I'm trying to make a game for you here. If you enjoy the journey, you will do much, much, much better at it. So just enjoy it, have fun, make mistakes, enjoy your mistakes, laugh at yourself. Somebody else mocks you, join them, join the party. Enjoy with them, make fun of yourself. It's okay. Nobody is greater than you. Everybody has their own set of struggles. All of us are more or less sailing in the same boat. None of us have figured out life. All of us are thinking what to do best, how to use our time the best. All of us have similar aspirations. Okay, so just remember and keep this in your head. Don't ever be demotivated. This is something that you want and you know the reason why. You know it best. Just keep working on it. I'll see you again soon. Please do check out the link in the description of this video. I'll see you soon again. Bye bye.